In a recent appointment, a client was very surprised to learn some of the things that we could do to avoid the 5-year look-back penalty. Some of those things are pretty common in our practice, but most people seem not to know much about them. One of them is the VA aid and attendance. There's actually only a 3-year look back on the penalty period there, and the 3 years is the cap for the penalty to be assessed, which is very different than Medicaid, which there is no cap on that, and it's a 5-year look back. Another thing we talked about was doing the math. If somebody made a large gift, got rid of assets, and that was 4.5 years ago, well, mathematically, the better way to go is to privately pay until they have reached the 5 years and then apply for Medicaid without making the gift come back to the parents or the loved ones. The other things that we talked about were some of the exceptions to the 5-year look-back penalty. There is the caretaker child exception. Basically, if the child has lived with the parent for at least 2 years for the purpose of caring for the parent so they could stay out of the nursing home, the house can be transferred to that child with no penalty. Also, there's the disabled child exception. There's no limit to the amount of assets that can be provided to a child who has been deemed disabled. And there's a lot of things we can do from that point to make it equitable among family members. There's also the transfers to a trust for any disabled person. There's a lot of things we do in that regard as well. So I guess the tale is that don't be afraid of a 5-year look back just because you've made some gifting or want to do some gifting. There's a lot of ways that we can do that. Really, the worst case scenario is that there's a 50% asset preservation, but frequently we preserve up to 100%. Thank you.